Hey everybody, this is Matt from endsickness.org. Today I'm going to talk about how blame is a major roadblock when you're trying to heal. And if you're still blaming other people or other situations for why you're not getting better, this is going to prevent you from being well. And I'll discuss why in this video. First, let me say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. It's based on my personal experiences for informational and educational purposes only. So back to the topic of blame. Why would blame prevent me from healing? Okay. Well, when you blame other people for your own situation, you blame a doctor that damaged you by giving you antibiotics like I used to, or you blame, your dad for leaving when you're young, or you blame someone else for your own suffering, then you're giving them control, right? You're giving them control of your emotions and your own situation, and that is not going to lead you to a positive situation in your life. In addition, you're also affecting your manifestation. You're telling yourself in your own mind, and you're telling the world and the universe that this thing outside of you is still controlling you. It's still affecting you. And you're basically admitting that you don't have control over your own emotions. It's something outside of you that's controlling you. And that's never going to be able to help you feel better about anything in your life. It's never going to be able to make you feel empowered. And, by blaming other things, you remain in this victim role. And this does not allow you to be able to make the decisions that you need to be able to get better. And the reason is because when you blame other things, you don't look at what you can do to be able to change the situation you're in. When you stop blaming other things, then you say, okay, well, wow, I'm the reason that all these things are going wrong. It's me, right? So what do I need to do? Looking at, okay, well, maybe I need to change my diet. Maybe I need to stop eating foods that are triggers. Maybe I need to stop eating gluten and dairy and eating at midnight and, eating steaks 4 nights a week, whatever. Maybe I need to go ahead and investigate what I'm thinking. Do I believe that right now that things aren't working out for me in life? Do I believe that there's something that's going to go wrong even when things are going right? Do I believe that things just generally don't work out for me in life and that I have bad luck? Do I believe that I don't deserve to have the things that I want? These things all affect your manifestation in your life overall. So you gotta look at, am I taking 15 supplements? Am I eating the wrong foods? Am I, living with the wrong people? Am I believing the wrong things? Am I in a house that has mold and mycotoxins? Am I sensitive to it? There's so many things that come into play. So the reality is, it's not about, blaming others. It's about identifying what you can do that's within your control to make changes that could impact the way you feel. And that's the benefit of focusing on you and what's within your control. Once you go ahead and change your diet, you go ahead and find the right environment, and you find the right partner, and you start thinking the right things, and you start doing meditation, you're taking the right supplements and all that, guess what? There's no more symptoms left, right? And it's all because you started to go ahead and take control yourself of your situation and stop blaming things outside yourself. And that's why blame is the #1 roadblock to healing. If you're the victim in the illness, you're never going to be able to overcome it. You're never going to be able to get to the other side and look at it and say, oh, wow, the purpose of this illness was actually to teach me. The purpose of this illness was to make me a better person. You'll be stuck in the victim role where it's, oh, I'm a victim of rheumatoid arthritis. I'm a victim of autoimmune disease. I'm a victim of childhood trauma. I'm a victim of whatever it is. But the reality is you're the one that's allowing the suffering to recur. You're the one that's perpetuating the situation. And this is a hard lesson for me to learn, very hard lesson for me to learn. For years, I denied this. I didn't believe it. I thought that everything else was the problem. And it took me like 15 years to learn this. But I'm trying to express this because it caused so much suffering in my life that, when I was blaming other things, because I just never allowed myself to see how what I was thinking, what I was doing was how that was actually even playing a part in how I was feeling. And that was preventing me from growing, preventing me from actually creating a solid narrative, and one that which I had control, and one which the healing was just a matter of decisions, not a matter of luck, So thanks for watching, everybody. Do yourself a favor. Stop blaming everything. Even stop blaming yourself. You're doing the best you can. And stop blaming everybody else. They did the best they could, in that situation. Thanks for watching. Go to my website, endsickness.org. I got hundreds and hundreds of articles and videos on there. Take care.